Germany, the undisputed economic engine of Europe, a byword for quality, stability, and prosperity. For decades, the world has looked to the German model as a shining example of how to build a successful, high-wage economy. We see the powerful exports, the world-class engineering, the balanced budgets, but behind this ironclad image of success lies a hidden story. A story of a deliberately created two-tier system, and the millions of people left behind in the engine room. The day begins before the sun rises in this quiet suburb of a major German city. This is Klaus and Petra. For them, it's a familiar routine. A quick shared coffee at their small kitchen table before they head out into the pre-dawn chill. They are part of the vast, often invisible workforce that keeps the country moving. Klaus spends his days navigating city traffic in his delivery van, a critical link in the chain of modern commerce, ensuring packages arrive on time. Petra works in the gleaming towers of the city center, ensuring the corporate offices remain spotless, a silent contributor to a world she can only observe from the periphery. They work hard, every single day. They are not unemployed, far from it. In fact, according to official statistics, Klaus and Petra are a German success story. They are 2 data points in the country's famously low unemployment figures, a source of national pride, and a symbol of economic stability often envied by the world. On paper, they represent the strength of the German labor market, a testament to an economy that seemingly provides a place for everyone. They help paint a picture of prosperity, of a system that works. But the reality of their lives tells a different story. They are trapped. They don't have careers with paths for advancement or security for the future. Instead, they have a collection of what are known as mini-jobs. This term, which sounds almost harmless, describes a specific category of low-wage part-time employment that keeps them below a certain income threshold. It means their hours are limited, their pay is capped, and their contributions to pensions and social security are minimal, if they exist at all. Their kitchen table is a constant battlefield of spreadsheets and bills, a puzzle of juggling schedules just to make ends meet. This isn't a bug in the system, it's a feature. And this single concept, the mini-job, is the key to understanding the hidden weakness, the profound vulnerability, at the heart of the celebrated German economic miracle. At the turn of the millennium, Germany, the powerhouse of Europe, was in trouble. It was dubbed the sick man of Europe, burdened by the immense costs of reunification and a sluggish, inflexible economy. Unemployment soared, topping 5 million people by 2005. The social fabric felt like it was fraying. In response, Chancellor Gerhard Schröder's government embarked on a controversial and sweeping program of reforms called Agenda 2010. At its core was a series of radical labor market changes, famously known as the Hartz reforms, named after Peter Hartz, the Volkswagen executive who chaired the commission that designed them. The central philosophy behind the Hartz reforms was a single, powerful idea: flexibility. The traditional German labor market was seen as too rigid, too protected. Companies were hesitant to hire because firing was difficult and expensive, and social security contributions were high. The reforms aimed to dismantle these rigidities. The goal was to create a dynamic, fluid labor market where businesses felt confident creating new jobs, even if those jobs were different from the traditional full-time, permanent contracts of the past. It was a fundamental shift in economic thinking, prioritizing the creation of any job over the protection of existing ones. And the centerpiece of this new, flexible landscape was the mini-job. While these had existed before, the Hartz reforms massively expanded their scope and appeal. A mini-job is a specific type of low-wage contract, originally capped at a monthly income of 400 euros, later raised to 450. For the employee, this income was largely tax-free. For the employer, it was a golden ticket. They paid drastically reduced social security contributions. This made hiring mini-jobbers incredibly cheap and low-risk. Alongside mini-jobs, other forms of atypical employment were promoted, like temporary agency work, all designed to get people off the unemployment rolls and into some form of work. On paper, the results looked like a stunning success. Germany's unemployment rate, once a national crisis, fell dramatically in the years that followed, becoming one of the lowest in Europe. The German job miracle was celebrated internationally. But beneath the surface of these triumphant statistics, a more complex and troubling reality was taking shape. The reforms didn't just create jobs, they created a new kind of job. Germany's labor market split into 2 tiers. On one side, the traditional, secure, well-paid jobs remained, But alongside it, a vast parallel labor market emerged, built on a foundation of precarious, low-paid work. Millions found themselves in mini-jobs not as a stepping stone but as a permanent trap. They had work, but not a living wage, security, or meaningful pension prospects. In the end, the Hartz reforms solved a statistical problem, but in doing so, they created a profound human one. This created the two-tier Germany, a deep fracture running through the heart of Europe's largest economy. It's a division that goes beyond income, touching security, dignity, and the promise of a fair society. The Hartz reforms of the early 2000s were the catalyst. Designed to make the labor market more flexible, they inadvertently engineered a system of insiders and outsiders, cleaving the nation's workforce in two. On one side, you have the core workforce. The skilled engineers at BMW, the unionized factory workers, the well-paid professionals. They are the beneficiaries of Germany's famed social market economy, enjoying the full benefits of the German social model. This means robust contracts with strong protections against dismissal, comprehensive health insurance, and pension plans that promise a comfortable retirement. Through powerful unions, they have a voice and a share in the profits they help create. This is the Germany of stability and shared prosperity. But on the other side, you have an ever-growing army of people in the mini-job sector, over 7 million of them. They are the cleaners, the retail staff, the hospitality workers, the delivery drivers. Their work is precarious, defined by contracts capping earnings at just over €500 a month. This low threshold means minimal contributions to Social Security, leading to negligible pension accrual and a looming threat of poverty in old age. For them, there is little job security, few opportunities for advancement, and a constant struggle to piece together a living, often by juggling multiple insecure jobs. Herein lies the central paradox. This secondary labor market isn't separate from the core economy, it's fundamental to its success. The insider's prosperity is subsidized by the outsider's precarity. They are essential to the economy, but they are excluded from its rewards. This creates a society where two people can work in the same building yet inhabit entirely different economic realities. One builds a future, the other just gets by. This growing chasm doesn't just strain the social safety net, it erodes social cohesion and challenges the very idea of Germany as a land of equal opportunity. For Klaus and Petra, this means a life of constant juggling. To make enough to live, they each have to work 2 or 3 of these mini-jobs. They have no single stable employer. They build up no meaningful pension. They have no pathway to promotion or to learn new skills. They are permanently stuck in a cycle of low-wage work, despite the German economy around them booming. They are the working poor, hidden in plain sight. And here is the dirty secret of the German economic machine. This massive low-wage sector was a deliberate strategy. By creating a flexible pool of cheap labor, Germany was able to keep its overall labor costs down, making its exports incredibly competitive on the global market. The phenomenal success of Made in Germany was built in part on the backs of the millions of workers who were denied a decent living wage. The mechanism is different in each country we've looked at. In Britain, it was housing. In America, it was debt. In Germany, it was the labor market itself. But the result is exactly the same. A political choice was made to structure the economy in a way that benefits corporations and asset owners, while systematically suppressing the security and prosperity of the working population. The latter was pulled up, just using a different set of tools.